Good evening. And welcome to the 2014 Sarasota Military Academy Commencement Exercises. Our staff and faculty, along with all of our graduates, have worked hard to prepare for tonight's celebration. This commencement exercise marks a major milestone in the lives of these young men and women, and it is our intention that we make this an event that's filled with dignity and honor. So I'd like to, if you haven't already done so, remind you to please put your cell phones on vibrate. If you have any noisemakers, sirens, air horns, and others, we'd ask that you save those until after the ceremony is over. Tonight, as the graduates come across the stage and each name is read, we'd like each family to be able to hear their names, and as we videotape this event, capture that name being recorded. Also, I'd like to remind you that all military in uniform during the national anthem will stand at the position of attention, and we request that everyone in civilian clothes rise and place their right hand over their heart. As we begin tonight's ceremony, I'd like to draw a note to what we hope will be a very new tradition here at SMA. Our Master of Ceremonies tonight is the 2014-2015 Cadet Regimental Commander. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Cadet Colonel Whitney Stewart.
Thank you, General Lodano, for the very kind introduction. It is my pleasure to be here with you all tonight, but especially with you, graduating seniors. You have been here with the freshman, sophomore, and junior classes from the very beginning, ready and willing to be our mentors throughout the years. For your guidance and friendship, we thank you and wish you the very best of luck in all that you will do. Class of 2014, it is our immense privilege to be here with you on this monumental night with your friends, your family, and our distinguished guests. Joining us tonight is a very special community leader, Vice Mayor Mr. Willie Shaw. Also with us tonight is Miss Jane Goodwin. Also with us tonight is Miss Jane Goodwin, Chairwoman of the Sarasota County School Board, and Miss Caroline Zucker, Sarasota County School Board member. Also here this evening are several members of the SMA Governing Board of Directors. Mr. Herb Jones, Vice Chairman of the Sarasota Military Academy Board of Directors. Mr. F. Stephen Herb, Secretary. Ms. Alexandra Quarles. Ms. Carter Donovan. And finally, retired Colonel Ben Nisley. Tonight, reading the names of the graduating seniors will be Captain Jessica Lucas, mathematics instructor and senior class advisor. Also reading the names of the graduating seniors will be Master Sergeant John Browning, JROTC instructor and Raider coach. Next, it is my honor to introduce to you someone very special to the Sarasota Military Academy and to me. She has served the school as assistant headmaster for nearly 6 years and has now assumed the position of head of school for our academy. Please welcome with me, Ms. Christina Bowman.
Thank you so much, Whitney, for those very, very kind words. I tell Whitney all the time she inspires me greatly. And to all of our families, distinguished guests, our cadets, thank you for being here. Thank you for honoring and celebrating our graduating class of 2014. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the faculty members of Sarasota Military Academy, led by our pipe band.
Karana Oberhoff, entering into the United States Army Reserve.
Sean Toll, entering the United States Marine Corps.
Kim Houston, entering into the United States Air Force.
Brett Klein, entering the United States Army.
Devin Berry, entering into the United States Marine Corps.
Anderson North, entering the United States Army.
Talmadge Atkins, entering into the United States Army.
Spencer Ulowich, entering the Marine Corps.
Nicholas Kovich, entering the United States Army.
Keith Sayre, entering the United States Marine Corps.
Dalton Jenkins, entering the United States Marine Corps.
Nathan Super, entering the United States Navy.
Brett Brady, entering the United States Army.
Wyatt Gold, entering the United States Army.
Michael Rosenberg, entering the United States Navy.
Bryson Kelly, entering the United States Navy, commissioned at the Virginia Military Institute.
Caitlin Sagers, attending the University of South Dakota School of Medicine.
Grant Marsh, entering the United States Army.
Alicia Moscato, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Bruce Gill, entering the United States Navy.
Priscilla Galambos, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Ryan Perez, entering the United States Army.
Shannon Hounahan, attending Palm Beach Atlantic University.
Brian Miley.
Jay Day, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
James Dolan, attending State College of Florida.
Alexis Christina Threet, attending State College of Florida.
Nick Butera, attending State College of Florida.
Brooke Ashley Hamill, attending Santa Fe Community College.
Abraham Marrero.
Caitlin Hertel, attending the State College of Florida.
Mitchell Jones, University of Alabama.
Elizabeth Ann Gormley.
Tyler Fleming, State College of Florida.
Arali Jamarin, attending State College of Florida.
Mitchell Burchett, University of Alabama.
Allison Gable, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Nicholas Catton, Baker School of Aeronautics.
Agnesa Sharapanova, attending Penn State University.
Isaac Dorta.
Catherine Brantley, also receiving her associate's degree from the State College of Florida and will be attending the University of Florida.
Jordan Bird.
Emily Monahan, attending the State College of Florida.
Adam Hall.
Rachel South, attending the University of South Florida.
Shane Baychok Boyer, attending Broward College.
Noelle Spar Oxbow, attending the University of Central Florida.
Josh Galetto, attending the Citadel.
Gabrielle Smith.
Kevin Casey, attending the State College of Florida.
Caitlin Burdine, attending the State College of Florida.
Mohammed Hafiz, attending the University of South Florida.
Whitney Starter, attending the State College of Florida.
Soren Hegner, attending Florida Gulf Coast.
Cassidy Chason, attending the State College of Florida.
Jacob Dean, attending Florida State University.
Crystal Casanova, attending the State College of Florida.
Alexander Bobbin, attending State College of Florida.
Alize Brown.
Hector Lopez.
Sabrina DePietro, attending the University of Maine.
Luis Castro.
Mia Kim Venefro, attending the State College of Florida.
Calvin Korsch, attending State College of Florida.
Brenna Foote, attending the University of South Florida.
Taylor Talby, attending State College of Florida.
Reagan Elizabeth Snell.
Justin Apolito, attending State College of Florida.
Nairid Yolanda Gonzalez, attending Ithaca University.
Jordan Cofield.
Claudia Shebb, attending the State College of Florida.
Eric Allen, attending the State College of Florida.
Madison Britt Bryan, also receiving her associate's degree and attending New College of Florida.
Michael Yee, going to join the United States Air Force.
Heather Sahagan, attending the State College of Florida.
Daniel Pruitt, attending Florida State University.
Brianna Butler, attending the State College of Florida.
Kevin Gerardo.
Jennifer Stutzman.
Riley Botts, attending State College of Florida.
Sabrina Francis Gomes, attending the State College of Florida.
Stephen Payne, attending the University of Florida.
Alexis Samuels, attending the Academy of Makeup Artists, AMUA.
Corbin Allen.
Bethania Leela Pearl Clapham.
Brandon Ramirez.
Ashley Lacey, attending the Florida Gulf Coast University.
Michael Frost, attending the University of Tampa.
Kelly Shelby, attending the State College of Florida.
Michael Johnsky, attending the University of Northwestern Ohio.
Christina Miser, attending Florida Southern College.
Andrew Marrero.
Sansa Parsons, attending the State College of Florida.
Joey Soto, going to be joining the U.S. Marines.
Lorena Sofia Marquedos, attending Sarasota County Technical Institute.
Justin Moore, attending State College of Florida.
Samantha Shin.
Joseph Bine.
Amber Carbone.
Russell Siambor, Florida Gulf Coast University.
Danielle Marie Barfield.
Yarrick Demick, attending the Cordon Bleu Culinary School.
Morgan Sweeney, attending the State College of Florida.
Nicholas Sveeten, attending Florida Atlantic University.
Sarah Smith, attending the Hillsborough Community College.
Daniel Hubert Clear, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Alice LaPointe, attending the State College of Florida.
Max Grant, attending State College of Florida.
Cecilia Prieto, attending the State College of Florida.
George Timothy Drown, attending State College of Florida.
Megan Schultz, attending the State College of Florida.
Joseph Falsetta, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Ashley Friday. Jacqueline Wells, attending the University of North Dakota. David Kent, entering the United States Marine Corps.
William Derry, attending State College of Florida.
Courtney McMillan, attending Tennessee Technical University.
Brandon Duffy, attending State College of Florida.
Caitlin Crutzen, attending the University of North Florida.
Daniel Gordon, attending the State College of Florida.
Adriana Villar, attending the State College of Florida and FIU.
Daniel Morris, attending the State College of Florida.
Savannah Weaver, attending the University of South Florida.
Colton Lankow, attending the State College of Florida.
Rachel Westheimer, attending the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee.
Bryce Combs, attending Sarasota County Technical Institute.
Laura Scholler, attending Flagler College.
Cody Hornberger, attending Sarasota College of Florida.
Brianna Keaton, attending Kaiser University.
William E. Russell V.
Allison Miller, attending the State College of Florida.
Richard Grushko, attending the University of South Florida.
Sahar Muhammad, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Anthony Evangelista.
Alexis Jenkins, attending the State College of Florida.
Christopher Smith, attending Manatee Technical Institute.
Nicole Sandberg, attending the University of South Florida.
John W. Rosasco, attending the University of Montana.
Catherine Petrovich, attending the State College of Florida.
Tyler Pedrero, attending the State College of Florida.
Monica Morgan, attending the University of South Florida, also graduating with her associate's degree.
Stephen Droids, attending the State College of Florida.
Rowan Patton.
John Collins.
Tiffany Telbuscher, attending Sarasota County Technical Institute.
Nick Horn, attending Florida State University.
Samantha Wilson, attending Florida State University.
Dylan Genzer, attending Berklee College of Music.
Nicole Peel, attending the State College of Florida.
Tristan Serrano, attending the State College of Florida.
Aaron Payne, attending the University of Florida.
Nick DeFabio, attending the State College of Florida.
Samantha Linares, attending the State College of Florida.
Quentin Gibson, attending the State College of Florida.
Eden Littman, attending the University of Florida.
Justin Woods, attending the Sarasota County Technical Institute Fire Academy.
Maria Alejandra Rios, attending Stetson University.
Chris Eberly.
Camelia Rodriguez, attending the State College of Florida.
Nico Rossi.
Yvette Clavero, attending the State College of Florida.
Clay Wilson, attending Florida Gulf Coast University.
Maria Paulina Riano.
Stephen Thixton.
Thomas Rocks.
Matthew Curtis.
Truett Whitehead, attending Valencia Community College.
Matthew Levitt.
Ian Weintraub, attending State College of Florida.
Brandon Burbank, rejoining the Coast Guard.
Jake Miller.
Keaton Fraticelli, attending Stetson University.
Cody Russell, attending Palm Beach Atlantic University.
Marinko Sevicek, attending Florida Institute of Technology.
Michael Scheuer, attending the Citadel Military College of South Carolina.
Nicholas Perdigo.
Will Blood, attending the State College of Florida.
Jose Albaram.
Martin Roque, attending Sarasota County Technical Institute.
Nathan Yoder, attending Manatee Technical Institute.
Seth Riley, attending the University of South Florida.
Luke Polly.
Samantha Ann Wood, attending the University of North Florida.
Cash Jacobs, attending the State College of Florida.
Victoria Glucker, attending the University of Hawaii.
William Edward Schaefer III, attending flight school. Ross Morris, attending Florida Gulf Coast University. Jacob Vale, attending Florida International University. Stephen Klein, attending the University of North Florida. Henry Winkle, attending Florida State College. Chris Peterson.
As the head of Sarasota Military Academy, I certify that these seniors have met all of the requirements set forth by the Sarasota County School District and the state of Florida. By the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2014 to be graduates of Sarasota Military Academy. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. Tonight's special patriotic address will be delivered by a true American hero. Colonel retired Benjamin Knisley actively served our country for 28 years in the United States Army. He has 2 Purple Hearts and was missing in action in Vietnam before being rescued by a heroic mission led by the infamous 101st Airborne Division. That daring rescue was so critical and dangerous that its success won him nomination for Congressional Medal of Honor for the lieutenant who led that mission. In addition to serving our country during the Vietnam War, Ben also served in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm on special staff duty for General H. Norman Schwarzkopf. Ben presently serves as a distinguished member of the Governing Board of Directors for the Sarasota Military Academy. It is with great honor that I introduce him to you this evening. Cadets and distinguished guests, please welcome Colonel Ben Knisley.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Colonel Bowman, for that gracious introduction. It is my sincere honor to be here this evening standing before this awesome group of graduating seniors. And I'm going to talk to you all. Okay, it's 07:15 in the morning. The bugle sounds that familiar assembly call. You're standing on the SMA pavers in front of the flagpole. The regimental commander has just announced, bring your units to attention. And in a few short moments, you're reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and paying tribute to this great nation as the color guard hoists the flag in the crisp morning air. In the days and years to come, as you mentally package all of the thoughts of your SMA experience, strange it may seem to you right now, those unique early morning moments will become some of the fondest memories you ever have. You will never forget them. Collectively, you will recall that your friends were standing all around you. But individually, the patriotic character that each of you built inside you during those few moments each morning will be with you and who you are as a person for the rest of your life. Stay with me now as I tell you a brief story. It was exactly 200 years ago this year. The American colonies were engaged in a vicious conflict with the mother country, Great Britain. As a result, both sides had accumulated prisoners. The American government said, we want to send a man out to see if we can exchange these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. On the appointed day in a rowboat, he went out to the British flagship a few hundred yards offshore, and indeed, he negotiated the release on a one-for-one basis. Jubilant with the fact that he had just arranged this release, he went down below to see the prisoners, and what he found was a cargo hold of humanity, men. He said, men, I got good news for you tonight. You're going to be free. You're going to be taken out of all this filth and these chains. You're going home. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage, the admiral came to him and said, we have a slight problem. He said, we'll still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll all be academic after today. It won't matter. The war's going to be over. Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, you see, tonight we've laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. They'll either capitulate and lay down those colors they think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort McHenry? We're going to eliminate it from the face of the earth. Francis Scott Key says, how are you going to do that? The admiral said, if you will, please scan the horizon. And as he did, he could see hundreds of little black dots. He said, that's the entire British war fleet. All the armament and all the gunpowder is being brought to bear to demolish that fort. They'll be here in about 2.5 hours. War's going to be over. It won't matter. They'll be here in striking distance, he said, in about 2.5 hours. Francis Scott Key said, you can't shell that fort. It's full of women and children, and it's predominantly not a military base. The admiral said, don't worry about it. We've left them a way out. He said, what's that? He said, you see that flag way up on the rampart? We've told them if they'll lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. We'll know that they've surrendered and they'll be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below to tell the men what was about to happen. They said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. As the ships got closer, Francis Scott Key went back up on top and said to the men, but I'll shout down and tell you what's going on. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. Wham! Wham! The sound was deafening. There were so many guns, there was no relief. It was absolutely impossible to hear or talk. The sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And from down below, all he could hear were the American prisoners saying, tell us where the flag is. What have they done to the flag? Is it still flying? Is it still up on the rampart? Tell us. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling, every time a bomb would explode close to the flag, they could see the flag in the lighted red glare of that bomb. And Francis Scott Key would report down to the men, it's still up, it's still there. As the barrage continued unmercifully through the night, all that he could hear were the men down below praying out loud, God, keep that flag where we last saw it. Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said, that the thing that sets the American patriot apart from all other people in the world is that he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees. Sunrise came. There was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the structure of the rampart was tall enough that it stood out above the mist. And there in the distance stood the flag, completely nondescript and in shreds. The flagpole itself was kind of at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key immediately went ashore to see what he could see and see what had happened. And what he found was that the flagpole had suffered repetitious hits, and when it had fallen, men, fathers, sons, who knew what it meant for it to be on the ground, and yet knew that all the guns were trained on it, would go over and hold it up humanly until they died, and they were then replaced. He later reported that what held that flag at that unusual angle were patriot bodies. Later that same morning, he sat down and he wrote some words. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? for the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, gave us proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. So graduate cadets, in the years to come, each time you hear the Pledge of Allegiance or sing our nation's anthem, trust me, your mind will take you back to the early mornings at SMA on those pavers and how those moments incredibly indelled and shaped your character and love of this great country. You simply won't forget something like that. Please join me in coming to attention as we post the colors and honor America while the SMA concert band plays our beloved national anthem. And you will never forget the meaning of those magnificent words. Color guard, pose. I would like to take a moment to recognize and honor someone with us tonight who is a World War II veteran and a beloved member of the SMA family. He is a retired United States Navy captain, a Pearl Harbor survivor, and a genuine national hero. Please join me in recognizing on the front row Captain Robert O'Neill. And now comes an amazing honor for this old soldier to share with you all this evening. Among this graduating class are 22 young men and women who will soon trade their cap and gown for a new uniform in the armed forces. They were the first to receive their diplomas tonight, as you noted. I would like to ask them to stand and be recognized for their commitment and future service to our country. And finally, may I ask all of you to join me in a short moment of silence and reflection with your private blessings for the future success and good health of these amazing graduate cadets seated before you this evening.
Tonight, we have two graduating seniors who have been selected to represent their class in sharing some parting remarks. Please welcome with me Ms. Madison Bryan and Ms. Sansa Parsons.
I just wanted to say how much I'm really going to miss waking up every morning at 6 in the morning to come and stand in formation. I'm sure we all are. Class of 2014, newsflash. Your life won't start once you walk across this stage, and it doesn't just start tomorrow. You see, if life begins after graduation, then someone feel free to explain to me what the past 18 years were all about. The cute baby stages, the elementary school playground days, the embarrassing middle school and MySpace phase. And what about our freshman orientation, where we were just beginning this intimidating chapter and we had no clue of what to expect? If life begins tomorrow, then why did we endure the awkwardness of growing up? Ladies and gentlemen, life clearly began 18 years ago. Now that we've established where we've been, let's talk more about us. You know, as much as we hated wearing uniforms, we have 3 reasons to look back and be thankful. First, the perfect outfit for school was already picked out for us Monday through Friday. Second, we didn't have to break the bank trying to impress others with our clothes. Third, because we all looked exactly the same, people had the challenge of trying to judge each other based off of how high their pants sat on their waist, or if they used gel to slick their hair back, and that's it. We were given the challenge to find friends in a sea of identical green uniforms. Challenge accepted. Judgments weren't passed. We embraced and appreciated each other for character, personality, and attitude. From being awkward freshmen to the apathetic days of this senior year, we have gone through high school as genuine friends, not cliques. That, ladies and gentlemen, is something to truly appreciate about the people sitting around you. With all of this being said, once we graduate, life will continue, and odds are, a lot of us are going to lose touch. But no matter where life takes you, one thing is certain. Since you were accepted at SMA for the weird pickle that you were, you will be accepted for who you are wherever you go, not for what you have or what you wear. My next piece of $1 million advice would be this. Ask yourself what you want to do and just do it. Don't ever tell yourself you can't do something. Remember that awkward middle school phase? I actually failed that, like, solid fail. I came to SMA praying that I could just slide through high school. I was wrong, but I was fortunate enough to have several mentor teachers like Captain Geimer, Captain Holland, Captain Mitchell, who believed in me and challenged me until I was able to believe in myself. I was able to recognize that the only thing stopping me was my attitude. Class of 2014, I cannot stress this enough. Do not give up and just do it. You can do literally anything you want. Every single one of us has the potential to make a change in a world desperately in need of fixing, and we are the generation who is now, as of today, when you walked across this stage, responsible for its repair. This doesn't mean by tomorrow that we're all expected to get up and invent something or stop world hunger. It means we're expected to be responsible for ourselves and for our actions. And it poses the greatest challenge of all, to maintain our identity in a world where identities are manipulated, toyed with, and stolen. To all my classmates sharing this special moment with me tonight, I would like to thank you and say that you are all so magnificent and so beautiful in your own unique ways. Just remember what I told you tonight. 1, be who you are. Go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. And 2, just do it. I want you to go out there and never forget how you got here. Thank your parents who nurtured you and your families who have loved you. Thank your teachers who have challenged you and those staff members who have supported you. Thank your friends who have accepted you and your classmates who have stayed by your side. Class of 2014, Congratulations. We did it! And now, please welcome my girl, Sansa Parsons.
Thank you, Madison. The literal definition of a circle is a closed plane curve of all points at a given distance from a point within it called the center. But the thing is, circles also have a figurative and much greater meaning to everyday life. To say that life is a series of circles is a thought that may not come to make a lot of sense at first, but think about it. There is no opening to a circle. They are round and they are continuous. And the center of this circle, known as life, is us. We stand in the middle and we decide how wide it grows or how small it stays. You start at one point and end at another, but then you start all over again. Who likes doing the same thing over and over? But that's the thing about circles. No two, theoretically, can be exactly the same. They are only similar. And in life, with its series of circles, you learn from your past. You can end up where you started and see things with new eyes. You have the opportunity to improve, and you learn that while life can have a tendency to knock you down, you become stronger when you get back up. My circle begins in August of 2001, the year I started kindergarten. In some ways, I can say my classmates began their circles here as well. But I have the unique situation of starting where I've ended, the current SMA campus. Except, it wasn't quite SMA yet. When I started kindergarten, it was St. Martha's Catholic School. There are so many memories I can recall from my first year of school. And all of these memories are so much more than just memories. They are beginnings. And now I have come to the close of my circle. Not my final one, for sure, but one that ends in the same place I began. I remember first stepping foot onto the SMA campus. Somewhere in my mind, I thought I had an advantage over my peers. I had been here before. This is where I was meant to end. What a thing to start and end in the same place. But the thing is, it was so different than when I last remembered it. Where the playground once stood was now where we formed up, on the pavers. My kindergarten classroom, complete with play kitchen set, small wooden desks, cubbies for my backpack, was now my JROTC classroom. The difference between the two, I'm sure all of you can imagine. Here I was, standing in a place I had been before, somewhere I felt should have been so familiar to me, and I was lost. I could almost see the similarities, but in that moment, I realized this was something new. It was a new beginning, similar to the first, but it was also an ending. I couldn't keep expecting this to be the same experience nearly 10 years before. I could use it to guide me, but nothing more. Of course, nothing can be as simple and easygoing as such. As it has been said, if you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. Life has a tendency to knock you down, and only you have the strength to pick yourself back up. Without these experiences, would we have made it this far? No. We are here because we had the strength to get back up and face our fears. We are here now because we have the ability to be great and move onward to do great things. And that takes true perseverance to be standing where we are now. Maybe you're just now starting your circle. Or maybe your circle is coming to an end and you're starting a new one. Either way, look at where we stand now. One of the proudest, most defining moments of our lives is coming to an end, and a new beginning is well on its way. Each time we begin again, we have the chance to grow. Class of 2014, this is our chance to grow. We have come this far, ending one chapter of our lives and beginning another. Let's end this circle and begin anew, but let your past guide you. Starting and ending in the same place, I realize now my circle is complete, and I'm ready to continue on with a new one. And we will all grow, all of us together, because we are strong and we are ready. Embrace your future and don't be afraid. As our CEO and co-founder, Dan Kennedy, says, onward. Good luck, do great, and be great. And now please join me in welcoming Noelle Oxbow as she sings God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
That was beautiful, Noelle, truly. And now to share with the graduating seniors an address from his heart is a man who consistently takes time to mentor students at the academy and always wears his heart on his sleeve. Please welcome with me SMA's founding headmaster, Mr. Daniel Kennedy.
Thank you all very much. Honored guests, SMA faculty and staff, and of course, the class of 2014. Congratulations, you made it. Here we are, all together, the SMA family, doing what we do best, celebrating the successes of our cadets, the finest young people on the planet, and I am so very proud of each and every one of you. You know, when I thought about coming here tonight, I thought back to a long time ago. I really didn't think that I'd ever speak from this stage again, and I'm very honored to be here with you this evening. Way back in 2001, when the SMA class of 2014 was about 5 years old, think about that, I stood on this stage as principal of Sarasota High School. And I gave the commencement address that evening. But I have to confess to all of you that way in the back of my mind was SMA. SMA at that time had grown to become a passion for me, and I am convinced that in this lifetime you are granted only 1 or 2 really good ideas, and SMA is a good idea. Hooah! SMA had to be born, and it had to grow, and it had to grow strong quickly. There were enormous challenges back then. So here we are, May 22nd, 2014, and here we are all together. All grown up, we are strong. SMA has become a premier college prep school in Sarasota and in the state. SMA is recognized as a high-performing charter school with over 90% of our graduates going on to college, and I loved hearing all of the colleges that you're going off to. And I'm also so very proud of you all that are going into the armed services. Governor Scott told the state that other charter schools should be measured against us. Wow, what a compliment. In just 3 months, we'll be opening SMA Prep. And Mr. Philip Eddy, the new head of school, is right down here in the front row. Let's have him stand up for a round of applause. Mr. Eddy, you have a big job ahead of you, but we're all here behind you. And thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Jack Urfer, we now have the new Urfer building. Mr. and Mrs. Urfer reached way deep into the future to touch the lives of cadets that you know they will never, ever meet. What an example of giving for all of us. I'd like everybody right now to stand up and give the Urfer family a big round of applause, please. Thank you. Jack and Thelma Urfer, I hope that you heard that way out at your house, because that is a $5 million standing ovation showing our gratitude for what you have done for our school. How did all of this happen so quickly? The answer is easy, really easy. You mix in the finest young people on the planet, the class of 2014, and you add in their dedicated parents and the most dedicated and focused and gifted teachers and support staff that I have ever worked with, and the magic starts to happen. Combine that magic with the District Board of Education and the SMA Board, who clearly support our mission 100%, and you generate great positive energy that results in the stellar education that the class of 2014 surely knows firsthand that they have received. Class of 2014, you are the most patriotic and capable class ever to graduate from the Sarasota Military Academy. Now, what is your next step? Sansa says we're completing a circle. Your next step, class of 2014, is to achieve excellence in everything that you do. Excellence in everything that you do. Be the shining example to others that I know that you can be. I will look forward to following your many successes in the future, and there will be all that life has to offer. There will be joy, sadness, greatness, and everything in between. Onward, class of 2014. Hoorah! And now it is my great honor to introduce our featured speaker tonight. I'd like to introduce to you Jane Goodwin, who is the chairperson of the Sarasota District School Board and longtime friend of the Sarasota Military Academy. And I think you all should know that Mrs. Goodwin cast the vote that brought SMA Prep to life. Let's give her a round of applause. Mrs. Goodwin began her professional career as a high school teacher, so she knows what she's talking about. She was also an IBM marketing director and engineered systems sales manager. And incidentally, I once worked for IBM, and I know what a challenging job she had in her position with IBM. She is an involved community leader in various organizations, and she works as a child advocate for abused and neglected children within our community. She has worked tirelessly on 4 referendums beginning in 2002, including the 2014 referendum, which, by the way, was approved by 77% of Sarasota County voters. And as I know this group knows, these funds greatly benefit all schools in Sarasota County, including SMA and all the other charter schools in our county. Thank you so much, Jane, for everything that you do. We are so thankful for you. Jane states that she is grateful to serve the students, teachers, and parents of one of the best school systems in the state. And I'd like to share her personal mission statement with you because I think it's just wonderful. Her personal mission statement is to live a purpose-filled life of service to others. She has fulfilled her mission many times over. Please welcome Mrs. Jane Goodwin, Chairman of the District Board of Education.
Thank you, Dan. The truly exciting thing about your life from today going forward is that there is no core curriculum. The next steps are all electives. Good evening, graduates, CEO Kennedy, SMA board members, including Fred Durr, staff, parents, family members, and guests. As chair of the Sarasota County School Board, I am honored to have the opportunity to address the outstanding graduates of the Sarasota Military Academy class of 2014. In a few short years, SMA has developed a much-deserved reputation across Florida and the U.S. for academic excellence and leadership development. As you all know, SMA is managed by your own board of directors, a wonderful group of people within our community. But we, nevertheless, at the County School Board feel just as responsible for your success, particularly Mrs. Zucker and myself, as we do for that of students in traditional schools. We worked for many of you this year and with you, many of you this year in passing the referendum. Thank you for your hard work, your votes, and your support, because SMA and all of the schools in this district really need that money in order to be a high-performing, excellent school district as we are. We also share the pride you all have in your academic accomplishments. More than 80% of your class plan to go on to college. Dan said 90%, that's even better. We're all very proud of what you've accomplished in the classroom, and please strive not only to go to college, but to graduate. Live a happy and successful adult life. The way to be happy is to take yourself and make sure that you like yourself, because after all, if you do like yourself, since you spend so much time with yourself, you'll be better off. And do things that make you proud, because pride makes you happy. So it's kind of one of those revolving circles that everyone was talking about up here. As long as you a desire to explore, and that desire is greater than screwing up, you're on the right road. A life oriented toward discovery is infinitely more rewarding than a life oriented toward the status quo. You can do anything you want to do and work hard to do, as your graduates stated up here so eloquently this evening. Many thanks to your parents, for they are a big part of your success today. We are equally proud of what you've accomplished in the community. We know your dedication to leadership, discipline, patriotism, community projects, there are so many on your website. Compassion and honor are not empty words. When we see you marching smartly in a military observance and holiday parade, we acknowledge that the proud tradition of service to country is alive and well in your generation. We live in a community of many veterans who themselves have fought to defend our freedom. It is especially inspiring for them to see that their sacrifices are appreciated and their legacy of service lives on through your efforts. As Memorial Day approaches, we are all reminded of the service of our military, past and present. May we always reach out, remember, and thank them, not just on holiday occasions. I've been known at gas pumps to stop and offer to buy gas for servicemen, on airplanes buy drinks, or I have always made it a point to go up and talk to anyone who's in the service and thank them for their service. And I encourage you to do this as you enter the adult world. But let's talk about the military model a little bit. In these days when many young people question the purpose and even the ethics of military service, it's appropriate to review some of the profound struggles that have led us to the position of privilege, comfort, and freedom we enjoy that allows those questions to be asked. War has been a part of human society throughout its history. People fought for territory, treasure, and power for thousands of years. But in 1776, a simple but revolutionary idea was advanced in the Declaration of Independence, that all people are created equal, and the legitimate source of government authority rests with the people being governed. From that time on, the only legitimate cause for Americans to take up arms has been to defend their freedom and the freedom of other people around the world. From the struggle to abolish slavery to the wars against dictators bent on world domination, to today's battles against those who pervert religion to suppress freedom, brave American men and women have stepped willingly into the fray to defend the democratic way of life for over 238 years. Our soldiers and sailors represent the highest ideals of selflessness and sacrifice for the greater good. Even though America is a beacon of freedom for people around the world, we still struggle to secure full participation in the bounty of our nation for all citizens. It might seem contradictory at first glance that the discipline and regimentation that is required for an army to function effectively would be the same qualities that are necessary for a free society to succeed, but in fact the two are very closely aligned. Even though the majority of you are not bound for military careers at this time, and we wish the 22 very, very well, you are bound to be leaders in your colleges, your places of work, and your communities. The core value of pride in yourself and your country, service, persistence, and loyalty that are essential for a successful military career are equally as valuable for an engineer, a doctor, a business manager, a teacher, or a scientist. Many of you will volunteer, become involved with boards and public service. It is true that life has more meaning when you think selflessly of others. Work for the greater good. Lend a hand. Be kind. Likewise, interpersonal skills and respect for others are essential in both worlds. The military services of the United States employ the finest technology and hardware ever conceived, yet the key to successful operations remains just as it has been for centuries: teamwork and responsibility. Instantaneous communication makes it more important than ever that the bonds of mutual respect and trust among team members be forged and maintained. Beware. With smartphones getting smarter, selfies, Instagram, texting, Facebooks, and instant communications, be cautious. As Dan Kennedy has often said, think before you act. There are no secrets, and your public communications can affect the rest of your life and your adult work opportunities. Freedom is wonderful, but must be disciplined. Skills that you all have been diligently working on through your SMA career. Communications, collaboration, and creativity will be the foundation of your career and the life work no matter what interests you. Do one thing at a time. Give each experience all your attention, trying to resist distractions. Freedom must be defended, of course, but it also must be continuously renewed. The source of American greatness has always been invention. Whether we are inventing a new form of government, the steamboat, the cotton gin, the automobile, the airplane, we thrive not just because we have freedom, but because we have the initiative to use it. We are not content to find our destiny. We are determined to create it. You must have a high threshold for frustration. You must knock on doors until your knuckles bleed. Doors will slam in your face. You must pick yourself up when you fall, dust yourself off, and knock again. It is the only way to achieve your goals in life. You are going to fall down. I have fallen many times. But the world doesn't care how many times you fall, as long as it is one fewer time than the number of times you get back up. Even falling down is forward movement. Whatever destiny you create for yourself, you should know that as a member of this outstanding corps of graduates, you have demonstrated that you have the capacity to shape the future of a great nation that will only become greater under your leadership. You have the tools to open any door and to pursue any dream. Future Washingtons, Lincolns, Roosevelts, Fords, Edisons, and Eisenhowers are among you in this very room. You need only to realize your potential, apply your skills, and follow your dreams to become the leaders of your generation and to leave a legacy of greatness to the generations that follow you. The diploma you hold in your hands today is really just your learner's permit for the rest of the drive through life. Remember, you don't have to be smarter than the next person. All you have to do is be willing to work harder than the next person. All this while thinking about perfection and its attainableness. Perfection for some is not attainable. I think it's very attainable. I am an optimist, and I think you all probably are as well. But perfection to me is often simply something that is sincerely learned. Perfection is job complete. Perfection is praise given, prayer heard. It can be kindness shown, thanks offered up. I could not be more proud of you or more excited about the future of the free world being left in your hands. Congratulations, class of 2014. Soar like an eagle.
Thank you so much, Jane. And as a token of our appreciation, we would like to present to you the prestigious Eagle Award.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Let's take a picture.
Honor. It was March 2011. It was your freshman year as a cadet at SMA. We were reporting to formation at an unusual time of the day. None of us would have categorized it as a special formation. Each battalion was called to attention, and the regimental commander took command. Our task was at hand. Time was of the essence. We began our march down the streets of Sarasota toward the First Baptist Church on Main Street to honor the loss of two of our own cadets, Kelly Janis and Jessica Leonard. We were given a police escort, but we didn't need it. The traffic began to stop along our path. Those drivers recognized the honor we were showing for our two cadets. And by stopping, they were honoring us. There are very few moments in my life when I have been more proud of that day, of you. Cadets, you held your heads high, shoulders back, silently marching in unison. Only the sound of your shoes could be heard hitting the pavement. Honor. This is what SMA is all about. This was time well spent. The decision to invest your time to honor and pay respect to these students and their families was not popular, but Mr. Kennedy led by example, demonstrating that doing the honorable thing is not always the easiest choice. There is a reason why the word honor is at the base of the SMA crest. It has been the foundation of your experience at SMA. There is a reason why the word honor is found on the wall at the end of Wing 2. You saw it every day as you reported to formation to honor the flag, hear the Star-Spangled Banner, and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. You saw it every day when changing classes or marched past it on your way to a Veterans or Memorial Day parade. And speaking of Veterans and Memorial Day parades, as well as Wreaths Across America program, you have continuously shown honor to our veterans in the community. You have honored Captain O'Neill, a Pearl Harbor survivor, and our very own Colonel Ben Nisley, an individual who has been awarded 2 Purple Hearts and was missing in action in Vietnam. You have honored countless individuals who I'm sure who are sitting in this audience right now. As a matter of fact, Laura Scholler, one of our own graduating cadets, her mother, Lieutenant Yvette Scholler, who is serving our country in Afghanistan, is with us right now on Skype. Laura, please stand and wave to your mother. And now, as we conclude your commencement ceremony, I challenge you to continue to live by the values that have been the foundation of SMA and your days that you've spent there. Continue bringing honor to yourself, your family, your community, and your nation. May God bless SMA, and may God bless each and every one of you.
Ladies and gentlemen in class of 2014, before we end this very special evening, I'd like to make a few additional remarks. First of all, I'd like to inform everybody that this is Colonel Bowman's very first graduation as head of school, and I think she and her team have done a tremendous job in creating a very well executed event. I also think she is going to make one fine head of school, and I want you all to know that I am behind her 100%. Let's give her another round of applause, and thank you so much.
Now please welcome the mighty SMA Drumline.
Miss Hunahan, as your last official act as the 2013-2014 Cadet Regimental Commander, take charge of the graduates.